Now to Southampton, and their new manager Nathan Jones has been speaking to the media for the first time since his appointment yesterday. Jones left Championship club Luton earlier this week to take up the role following the sacking of Ralph Hasenhüttl.
The excitement levels were very high. I can't lie. Obviously, with the job I had at Luton and the club and what we had built there, of course, you want to check on the project first. You want to, the Premier League's a massive pull, but I had a fantastic job at Luton and a club I love, people I really care about. I had a group of players that metaphorically die for me every week. So it wasn't just, oh yeah, I want to go. No, look, I had to really do some research. I had to really speak to the club about what they're, what they want to achieve and why. And the basic thing was why me, and so on. So yeah, look, the excitement levels were very high. But I wanted to make sure that this was the right fit for me because I'd left Luton before for an inauspicious time, and now I'm excited about this. But now that I'm here and working in the Premier League and at a fantastic club, really well-run club, a lot of parallels with Luton, just on a bigger scale. I'm delighted to be here. And obviously, the lure of the Premier League is very difficult. The lure of it was, with the greatest respect, wasn't just the Premier League or Southampton with a nice stadium and beautiful training ground or anything like that. The lure was the fact that what Sport Republic want to build here is parallel to to a lot of the metrics that I do at Luton. So they were specific in that, and that was the big thing for me, to not just be in the Premier League, because it can be in the Premier League, you might not last long, but and then it's not a great move. But here they wanted something specific. They want to build something specific. They'd looked at a lot of people, and with the greatest respect, I came out in terms of high on their list in terms of the things that they specifically wanted to build here. So that was the project, that was the lure, really. So yeah, contract length is contract length. At the end of the day, you have to do good work. I know that, and if I do good work, then look, I'm sure we'll reach our goals.
One of those putting the questions to Nathan Jones this morning was our reporter Mark McAdam, who is still outside Southampton's training ground. Morning to you, Mark. Good week then for Nathan Jones, but a bad one for his new captain, James Ward-Prowse, left out of the England squad for the World Cup yesterday. What's his manager had to say about that omission?
Yes, Nathan Jones is straight into the hot seat, isn't he? One of his first jobs was to speak to one of his key players, his captain, James Ward-Prowse, about that disappointment of not being selected in Gareth Southgate's 26-man Qatar World Cup squad. And as you can imagine, it was a difficult conversation. But Nathan Jones said he spent some time with James Ward-Prowse yesterday. They spoke about the options. And the thing that impressed him the most was James Ward-Prowse's professionalism. He wanted to just knuckle down and get on with things here at Southampton and buy into the project, this new era at the football club as well. And that was exactly what Nathan Jones wanted to hear from James Ward-Prowse. So whilst there was a lot of disappointment on both parties' halves of James Ward-Prowse, it was just a sense that this is now his opportunity to look forward and focus on Southampton, which is exactly what Nathan wants. He said he was a specialist in what he does, and for that alone he thought that James Ward-Prowse would be on the plane to Qatar, but it's one of those things that's not meant to be. He talked about James Ward-Prowse's qualities and now says he has to be a leader for Southampton as they look forward to this final Premier League game before the World Cup, and then of course when the Premier League season starts in December as well. It was a really impressive first showing for Nathan Jones, the new Southampton boss. He walked into the press room early as well, which caught a few journalists out, but he had a pride and passion in what he did and what he said. You could see he was really excited about this opportunity and this project. He signed a 3.5-year contract, and he was one of the first people to address the elephant in the room. He said, I'm not the biggest name in the world of football. I've not managed in the Premier League. I've not played necessarily for huge football clubs and have that brand and that awareness of who I am. And I've got no problem with that. I'm here because I work hard. I'm here because of the work I did at Luton, and that was one of the things he reflected a great deal into with that relationship he has with the Southampton board. They looked at his metrics and the data that he has shown as a manager whilst at Luton, the things that the players have done, the improvements in their performances, the work rate, the energy, the philosophy, the DNA, the work that he's done with some of the younger players and the journey that he's taken them on. And that was something that he said was a key reason as to why they selected him to become their new manager. He also spoke about the pride of this job and the opportunity for him. It's something he's always dreamed of. He first became the Charlton Athletic under-21s development manager around 10 years ago. That was the start of his coaching journey. 10 years later, he's now managing a huge club in the Premier League, and you could get the sense of pride and passion that he has for this role. He also spoke about the family connection as well, which was quite interesting, because his wife's great-grandfather, if I remember it correctly, played for Southampton many years ago. There's a whole host of family members that are season ticket holders and that have various connections with the football club, and with those connections comes pressure. He says he's getting more pressure now from his wife and his family than he ever used to do as a player or manager at his previous football clubs, and that was really nice to hear. And the final thing he says, you know, this is about results, yes, of course, but the football club are looking a lot deeper than just results. He said, I will do everything I can to give this job the most I can and to keep this side in the Premier League, but I'm not David Blaine. He knows that there's a huge challenge on his hands. Just one win in Southampton's last 9 Premier League matches. They aren't scoring many goals, and they've only kept 1 clean sheet in the last 20. He has got a huge job on his hands. But that first performance in the press room behind me went very well as far as Nathan Jones is concerned.
Mark, thank you very much indeed.